channel. Tonight we've got a real space subject, the 1/32nd scale from Aoshima. This is the Hayabusa Muses-C spacecraft. It was designed to hook up and land on a meteorite or an asteroid and return the sample to Earth. So I love these sort of ones. This is, I believe it was a 2010 boxing. This is the original tool. Later tools actually came with decals, so that's the main way you can tell them apart. So yeah, it was 2010 boxing, and then they did come out with new decals, and they put a new box on in 2012, according to ScaleMates. So that's how we tell the difference with this one. Anyway, let's go through the box. So again, Aoshima box, nice bit of box art. Some color callouts there, Mr. Hobby. And then basically just side of the box. That's not what I paid for it, by the way. I did get it used. And there's a brief little description. This is from the Japan Institute of Space and Aeronautical Science, launched on May 9th, 2003. It was carrying out verification, testing of its ion engine. The probe's mission had it land on the asteroid Itakawana, more than 300 million kilometers away from Earth. And in June 2010, it will drop its probe capsule into the Australian desert before it re-enters the atmosphere. Anyway, so let's have a look. Very simple construction. Open it up. Got the instructions here. We'll go through the instructions afterwards. The way I got the kit, everything was unwrapped. There are only 3 sprues. The first one looks like what is the base. And as you can see, pretty straightforward. Looks like an asteroid. And the probe will stick out of that. There is a nice little display base there, giving the name and everything. So there's that. And then the next sprue is the main body of the spacecraft. Again, very low part count. 6 sides there. It's essentially a box. There's the back side. This will be an interesting masking exercise, I think, because the little boxes here are slightly different colors. We've got some supports, some other smaller pieces there. This should be a fairly quick build. And then we have the satellite dish to transmit home. These are the solar panels. These will be interesting to paint and mask up. And some more details for the communications array. Nicely cast. This would be a good candidate for photo etch. It still looks nice. That's the third and final sprue. Now let's go to the instructions. Pretty straightforward. Again, in Japanese, there's a description of what it's going to do. Aoshima's standard fold-out. So again, only a couple of parts. Boxes here, instructions. Everything's color called out with the Mr. Color line of paint, so you can convert whatever you want. As I say, this may be a bit of a masking exercise with some of the different colors here on each of those. You then have the solar panels connecting to it. And then and some nice little details. They talk about like where it has convex, where you should cut off. And then if I flip it over on the other side, here is the support for the radome. Again, they do kind of have some details to make sure you're putting the slots the right way. Here's the antenna going in, followed by a couple more fine detail steps here with some of the finer parts going in. Again, color callouts. Here's the display stand detail. And last but not least, putting the satellite on the display stand. And then of course the parts list. As I say, there is no decals with this one. Apparently they did add decals for a subsequent boxing, but I've got the original, but that's fine. Like I said, I think this will make an interesting, very simple build, but I think there will be several steps and it'll be an interesting masking and painting exercise with the airbrush. I think particularly with the solar panels, um, you're going to want to paint them and do some sort of oil-based or something like that to get in between the cracks there, a darker, slightly darker color, a wash or something. There's certainly enough of a groove there. Let me see if I can get the light. There you go. So you can kind of see where these are going. So yeah, this should be a nice kit if you're a real space fan. This is a good one to pick up if you see it around at a show or something like that. So let me put this back in the box. We'll flip it over. So as I say, Aoshima, the Hayabusa Muses-C 1/32 scale, and definitely worth checking out. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel on YouTube. I've also got a Buy Me a Coffee page. If this was useful to you and you feel like buying me a coffee, you can reach that at buymeacoffe.com/Stuart Clark, StuartClark. And of course, we'll have the link in the posting at blackfire.ca. So for now, happy building, stay safe, thank you, and be well.